everyone. We are Group 1, and today we are going to discuss Cody Baking Company's dilemma in deciding to brand or not to brand.
The members of Group 1, from left to right, first is Olivia Tapley. She is a Business Administrations major. Jesslyn Rich, who is a Business Administration and Liberal Studies English major. Riley Simons, who is a Business Administration major. And finally, Nathaniel LaValle, who is a Business Administration major. During today's presentation about Cody Baking Company, Nathaniel will be presenting first with the company's overview and the problem statement for the case study. Riley will be presenting second with the mission statement, vision statement, and Porter's 5 focus models, followed by Jesselyn, who will be covering the advantages and disadvantages of remaining unbranded, as well as the advantages and disadvantages of becoming a branded company. And finally, Olivia will be presenting the company's predictions and the group recommendations for the company's future moving forward.
Cody Baking is a family-owned baking company located in Omaha, Nebraska. Jim Cody is the current owner, and in 1911, his grandfather and his great-uncle started Cody Manufacturing Company. Believe it or not, this company developed one of the first types of mac and cheese and invented Raisin Bran. In 1979, U.S. Mills came along, bought Raisin Bran off the company, and then Hershey Company bought the rest of Cody Manufacturing. In 1983, Jim Cody and his father bought a baking facility and started Cody Baking, the company that it is today. They sold branded danishes as far as New York for a couple of years. And then, in 1985, a national baking company came along, offered Cody a big contract to sell unbranded danishes, and Cody accepts. The reason why, the national baking company offered guidance and they guaranteed customers. This move paid off big time. They are a very successful company. Currently, they have $60 million in annual sales and 300 employees. They have experienced 25 years of steady growth, and they are a wholesale company that sells unbranded baked goods to supermarket chains such as Hy-Vee and big brand bakery chains such as Kroger. In 2007, Cody pushed the brand the products. In March, he hired Andy Roth, a former paper company executive, as chief marketer. In September of 2007, he threw a 3-hour staff meeting in an attempt to persuade the rest of the company that branding was the best option in the long run. The sales team heard this idea and strongly opposed it. The meeting ended. Weeks later, Cody threw another staff meeting and dazzled everybody with a PowerPoint. He claimed that prices wouldn't increase. The regional managers heard this and changed their mind, and the company decided to brand. Over the next year, Andy Roth and Cody's son David, who joined the company as a marketing manager, kicked into gear and developed the prototype label. It was the same exact label except with the company name in big orange and red letters. It said Cody Baking 108. 108 standard for the number of layers in each pastry. The sales team has visited a dozen customers showing the sample prototype labels. The customers have not said no, but they have yet to buy the branded products. The problem at hand for Cody Baking is whether to continue to push new branded labels on their existing customers or whether to remain selling their baked goods unbranded. Jim Cody wants to brand, and the rest of the company is on the fence. The sales team definitely doesn't want to brand because there is still nagging from them after the second meeting. Cody believes that the company is missing out on the potential riches of a successful national brand. He also believes the company will become too dependent on large contracts and that if one of the customers terminates their contract, the company could go belly up. He remembers doing business with the company in 1970 and that this happened to them. Cody believes that Cody Baking will make more money by branding the family name on the company's product the same way the company did when they first started. The sales team believes that the customers will simply buy from another unbranded supplier if they do this. An unbranded product gives a locally baked feel, and that's what their current customers want. The sales team also made the point that unbranded products has been their moneymaker for 25 years. Is this strategic move in the best interest of the company, or is this based on sentimental factors belonging to Jim Cody? $60 million in annual sales and 300 jobs are at stake.
Cody Baking Company is a family-owned baking company that strives to stand out from its competitors by creating premium quality baked goods just like Mother used to make. Their mission is to create quality products, and they are family-oriented since 1983, which gives them a competitive advantage. They are a family-owned business that provides quality baking goods to the public, to provide delicious danishes and quality homemade pastries from their tables to yours. They stand out from competitors and develop relationships with both customers and larger companies and brands such as grocery stores. Cody Baking Company's vision statement is to be the leading manufacturer of the home-style Danish. They will do this by growing and strengthening relationships with customers, supermarkets, and other brands. They will create a household recognizable brand name that carries the values of the Cody family. They will protect the business from being reliant on just a handful of larger accounts, and they will stand out from competitors and develop relationships with both customers and larger companies and brands such as grocery stores. Using the Porter's 5 Forces model, we were able to demonstrate how the threat of new entrants, the threat of substitutes, the bargaining power of buyers, the bargaining power of suppliers, and rivalry among existing competitors affected Cody Baking Company. Threats of new substitution are things such as baked goods that are easily replaceable at both levels of branded and unbranded, that retailers can easily replace their shelves with generic brands that they brand themselves. Other companies may strategize and create danishes in lower sugar contents and are able to meet the customer's wants and needs easily. And they can easily replicate or recreate the Danish recipes. The supplier powers are simple, the ingredients are cheap for baked goods. And the buyer power are things such as trends for healthy food, prices of other types of products that are similar to Cody Baking Company's danishes, the unbranded baked goods that are easy to come by, and unbranded products that give a locally baked feel that is appealing to consumers. Rivalries can arise between the competitors and Cody because there are few competitors in the Danish market, and this could be attractive to Cody, but the short-lived innovation may be limited. There are many brands that specialize in baked goods, and this makes it easy for them to introduce new products to wipe out the competitors, such as Cody Baking. The unbranded single type of product sets them apart from the perspective of the supermarkets, and their prices are relatively low. Lastly, the threat of new entry also affects Cody Baking Company. This gives them the chance to build strong branded identities, such as the family name. There are no major existing competitors in the Danish market. The Danish is easy to replicate, especially when it comes to the recipe, and existing companies such as national brands may be more successful when offering a variety of baked goods. Finally, competition with retailers is high.
Cody Baking Company must consider a number of advantages and disadvantages while they decide what is best for their company's future. In terms of remaining unbranded, some of the advantages are the ability to maintain current contracts and business that have been creating $60 million in sales annually. There's an increase in predictability. They can avoid the risks associated with entering into an uncharted territory, and the company can focus on improving its annual growth rate, which is currently 8%. Some of the disadvantages of remaining unbranded is no brand recognition. They have limited sales avenues. They're dependent on contracts with large grocery stores who wish to buy their unbranded product, and they risk losing a large portion of their sales if those few large contracts disappear. The company's founder is also steering away from family roots who have run successful companies with branded products in the past. Cody Baking Company must also consider the advantages and disadvantages of becoming a branded company. Some of the advantages of branding would be that it would encourage brand loyalty from consumers. There's the possibility for brand recognition that can carry the company's reputation, and there's few competitors currently in the branded Danish market. There's also greater variety of ways to sell the product, greater possibility for product line and business growth, and the company would be returning to the original roots of a family branded product. Some of the disadvantages of branding would be that they would lose their current contracts with grocery stores for their unbranded baked goods. Supermarkets may choose to not carry the branded products. Consumers may not associate the branded product with the previously unbranded product. And they could risk losing the business they have already built, including their 300 plus employees. The company has also done little research to support the plan to move forward as a branded company. These are just some of the advantages and disadvantages of both branding and remaining an unbranded product that the company should consider before making a decision about the company's future.
Now that we have looked at the facts of this case study, particularly the advantages and disadvantages of both options, entering the branded market or continuing to sell unbranded products, we were asked to make predictions. That is, consider what might happen under both of these circumstances. Generally speaking, if Cody Baking Company entered the branded market against the sales team's advice, high risk would be presented. Cody Baking has existing relationships with supermarkets, relationships driven by the sale and purchase of unbranded products. That being said, these relationships would change and could even diminish if Cody approached supermarkets and retailers with a new product, one that all of a sudden had the Cody family name on it. With rebranding comes the concern that supermarkets and retailers would be less likely to buy Cody's branded product and would rather just buy their own generic product and brand it themselves. Why wouldn't they? They would make more revenue. Assuming this happens, Cody Baking Company's business would decrease. And even if supermarkets and retailers did buy the branded product, competition between Cody Baking Company's branded products and other branded baked goods would be high. And it can be assumed that consumer demand would be lower for this new brand than for existing ones. I also want to touch on Cody Baking Company's employees. With entering the branded market pretty much comes the guarantee that its employees would leave to work for competitors. Employees would not be happy about losing commission from established clients and needing to capture new markets. It is important to keep in mind that times have changed since his grandfather founded a manufacturing company, meaning it isn't necessarily the best business model to use as justification as to why the company should change its ways now. On the other hand, if the company continues business as usual, that is, selling unbranded products to supermarkets and retailers, it would be doing what it does best. Cody Baking Company has steadily grown for the last 25 years. Knowing that, we can assume that it has perfected its own ways of doing business and that it has established contracts and relationships with clients. On a related note, annual sales would likely stay around $60 million, or it could even increase if the company shifted its focus to finding new contracts and business. Of course, there is a chance that the existing supermarkets and retailers could end these contracts, but it is highly unlikely that they would randomly do so. This goes hand in hand with what Cody Baking Company's sales team has advised the company to do. That is, avoid the risk of losing its current business by continuing to do what it has been doing. Assuming that Jim Cody listens to his sales team, they would be happy and confident in earning commission from the company's current clients. The downside of continuing business as usual is that Jim Cody sacrifices his desire for his family name to appear on shelves. However, this sacrifice would be strategic. It would be done for the sake of the entire company. So when we consider the advantages and disadvantages of continuing to sell unbranded products versus the advantages and disadvantages of entering the branded market, it is clear that the advantages of continuing business as usual, that is, selling unbranded products, outweighs everything else. That being said, our group recommends that Cody Baking Company does not brand its products. One of the determining factors that led us to this conclusion is the fact that the sales team was not on board with the idea of the company entering the branded market. With decision making comes strategizing, and evidently, strategic decision making is what the sales team specializes in. So, regardless of Cody's emotional desire to see his family name on shelves, it is best for the business to listen to the sales team's advice and focus on strategic moves rather than emotional moves rooted in nostalgia. Furthermore, the company conducted little research to support its plan, which makes this option extremely unpredictable. In other words, acting on a gut instinct rather than being confident in a business decision introduces a lot of risk for a company. Branding would also result in a decrease of revenue, as demand would go down, increased competition would occur, and a loss of employees would also occur. However, Cody Baking Company does not have to put itself at risk, as continuing business as usual ensures stability and consistency. As a result, the business can focus on bettering its current unbranded wholesale company, perhaps by adding new products, improving quality, finding more customers, and more. We want to thank you all for taking the time to watch our presentation. If anyone has any comments or questions, please don't hesitate to post them below. Also, we want to thank everyone for a great semester. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we look forward to hearing from you soon.